Hey, so I want to do a live video with somebody else, so I asked my mom because I thought we can discuss professional photography, which is something that I learned from her for the most part, and she teaches photography, so I want to let her talk about some of the aspects of teaching photography, and then I also want to bring up some points about you know, how to, the industry kind of not just learning photography, but how to be a photographer in different ways, how to even to be a model and work with photographers, because I think me and my mom have seen a lot of just amateurs or just bad things in this industry with photography and modeling. There's a lot of people taking advantage of models or people taking advantage of photographers. So I wanted to invite her to discuss what she's doing because she's working with Airbnb in San Francisco to talk about she's launching training. She is Airbnb is doing experiences now, and she's one of the main people that is a part of this new program of Airbnb. So I thought it would be cool if she could talk about that because that's been successful, and I'm pretty much following her. I want to do that too. I want to do these Airbnb experiences in Nepal and Thailand and Cambodia. I've seen that Airbnb as a platform for renting out space is really useful. That's been one of my most successful initiatives in Nepal, was renting out rooms, as simple as that. So yeah, I'm just waiting for my mom to join. I was, let's see, yeah, she is going to be on this. Neither of us have done this live two-person thing, but I want to try this because I'm hoping I can do this with different people, different guests. So yeah, I'm gonna bring her on in a minute. Yeah, so she's looking. I tagged her, so you can follow her while you're waiting. Check out her profile. So yeah, just you can see the type of work she does. She posts actually more than me. Yeah, so she's got a lot of insight about professional photography. I'm constantly asking her questions about getting paid. That's a big problem. People want to pay you less, and trying to get a fair pay, and when to get paid, and making contracts, and all sorts of stuff. So I just thought that would be kind of a natural subject to hear what she has to say. And yeah, I think I'm going, all right, let's see. I think I can add her. She says she's watching. Okay. All right, now it's working. All right, so yeah, she's coming on now. She can.
I'm here.
Hey.
Hi.
So yeah, I don't know if you saw my intro, but I was saying about your
I
Airbnb.
didn't see it. Oh, good.
Yeah,
what do you
so
want to
can you
know?
talk about that?
Well, I'm very excited because I am working with Airbnb now, teaching photography in San Francisco, which kind of was a happy accident. I wanted to start with them up in Mount Shasta, but they don't have an experience there. So the cool thing is, everybody out there, you can do experiences worldwide now. It's not just for lodging. So I am teaching photography right now at Palace of Fine Arts, and people can sign up in the link below. to work with me. There's only 4 people in the group, so it's small, and you get a lot of one-on-one attention. And it's super fun because all it really takes is 1 session with me to take amazing pictures. When you have the light, angle, composition, timing pointed out, it's really fast and it's fun, and I have a lot of good reviews. So if you go to the link, you can see them. I've really been enjoying it.
Nice. So now I wanted to talk about how to get work as a photographer. So I mean, what would you say once somebody learns after they are good at photography, what should they do if they want to get a job? Like, what do you think is a good way, whether it's from a business or from a private person? Like, how do you think the fastest way to get paid photography work is?
Well, it's not fast. So I warn people that it takes a while to build it up for yourself, especially if you're going to do your own business. But it was pretty fast for me in Palo Alto because, see, the thing is, you can't, when you're first starting, you can't really do it from a place of, oh, I really love doing this particular kind of work, and that's the only kind of work I'm going to do. Like, it's funny, when I first started doing wedding photography, a lot of arrogant people, photographers, were like, oh, I would never do photography. No, I'd never photograph a wedding. Like, there was something wrong with it. It's like, well, I'm laughing all the way to the bank, bud. So it was lucrative. And if you do a kind of photography that people want, and you do it in a little bit of a different way, like I was the only one doing candid photography in Palo Alto. Nobody else was doing it. Now everybody is doing it, but not one person was doing it. So that's how I got discovered. So I've thought about it, and it's like, if you want to start, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be fast. So as long as you know that, because you have to stand out. Like, now it's like so many people think they can do photography and do it well, and not really a lot of people can.
Right.
You have to show that you're different in something, in some way, and then look at what the market is. So, you know, it might not be what your passion is to do, but you can do, like, I did exhibitions on the side for years before I ever sold anything in an exhibition. That was what I really wanted to do. But then what really made the money was the wedding photography. So you have to decide, do you want to work? What?
I mean, you know, if whether you're skilled or not, I mean, I think sales is a major factor. And, you know, really that's what I'm curious is like sales and marketing. I mean, like if you call a business or call a family or try to get, you know, what's like part of the hustle, like what do you say to get people to say, okay, yeah, I'll hire you to shoot a family portrait or something. I mean, that's what I'm curious, like how you would advise someone about that.
Well, when you're just starting out and you don't have any experience, it's going to be harder, but I would recommend that you do free stuff and get some portfolio stuff that you can show people. And then I would say, like, just like go to your tribe, put it out there, send everybody an email in your tribe that you're doing portrait photography, and maybe offer it, you know, to really cut rate at first so you get a lot of business. And then when people start asking you to do it, that's when you know you've got a special talent. Because it's not that easy to get children looking the way the parents want to see them. Like, it's harder to get that kind of challenging picture. So what you have to do is, when you first start out, people are not going to be so likely to hire you unless you offer a really discounted rate. You might like post on Facebook to your tribe. You might do a video on YouTube saying, here's what I'm doing. I'd love to help you get an amazing picture of your family. And it's something that can't be replaced. So you have to kind of sell them on the idea of what you're going to do, and then sell it in social media, telling all your friends. Like, don't just leave it up to social media, because all of my business was word of mouth. before social media even started, and that was a very, now that's what people want. Well, it took a little while. So you have to get out there, show people, have other people recommending you, and then have reviews in a website and show your pictures. And the reviews are really important. Do video reviews of your work.
That's cool.
Yeah, people look at those. I've gotten people that I didn't know that looked at my video testimony and decided to hire me based on that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, so then I guess my other topic I was curious about is like, I've seen a lot of models be kind of just manipulated by photographers in a pretty shady way. So I just,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm curious what you think about that as far as how models or people can basically, you know, how they can assess a photographer to see if they're professional or if they're sketchy, something like that. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I do. Well, if you're just starting out as a model, you need a portfolio. But what a lot of photographers, I've seen them do it, being on both sides of it, but mostly on the photographer side, is that they'll try to exploit a model far past the point. I mean, once you have some good portfolio pictures, you don't need to do it for free. You don't need to be giving your image away. I learned a lot from this. This was a long time ago, but this really famous model, Nancy Brown, she became a professional photographer, so she knew how to do both angles of fashion photography. And I went to one of her seminars, and I was really impressed with her because you have to learn it as a business. You can't approach modeling as, oh, this is really fun, and I get to look at pretty pictures of myself. Like, get over that attitude. You're a commodity. People should pay you for the privilege of working with you once you have a portfolio. So you just have to see yourself as a business and not shortchange yourself, because there's plenty of photographers that are going to shortchange you. I've paid models myself, so I didn't expect them to work for free. I paid them, and that's the proper way to do it. I don't really go for these big trade things because you don't know if the photographer's any good. You don't know what kind of connections they have. If you're just starting, maybe you can do it as a trade, but once you get pictures, you've got to see yourself as a business and quit doing it for free.
Yeah. And then how, I guess lastly, how do you think photographers can avoid being taken advantage of?
Oh, okay. So the same thing. People still try to get away with that with me and make it sound like, I just had somebody do this to me recently. They were like, oh, I really want to promote you. It's like, well, no, I don't need to be promoted. I need to be paid. And that's what I said. I'm not going to do it for free. So how people try to do that is say, oh, I'm going to have some article written about me and I need pictures. It's like, well, then you have to pay for them. I'm a good photographer. I've learned my craft. I get paid well, so I don't need to do any trades. I don't need to do it for promotion. So once you get over that beginner's hump of, okay, now you have pictures, you don't have to do it for free, and so people will still hit you up. I get asked every year to do stuff for like an extremely low amount of money, and I have to say no, because it's not worth my while.
And then what did, like you were telling me about somebody using your picture without permission. Can you talk about that story and what you did to stop that?
Oh, okay. So on Instagram, I have a picture. So I've been teaching in Mount Shasta all summer, photography and shooting myself. So I had a really nice picture that I used for my sales letters and my website. And it's quite a striking picture. And it's of the mountain, Mount Shasta, reflected in Lake Siskiyou. And so I'm just looking at my Instagram one day, and there's another Instagrammer up there, and they credited my picture to somebody else. Well, that didn't sit well with me. So I first approached them, And they said, "Oh, we got it from this person. I'm so sorry." And then I approached the woman that just absconded with my picture and acted like it was her picture. And I wrote her a firm letter of, if you don't take it down, I'm going to get in touch with Facebook. So, and then she made her account private. I wrote her another letter saying that's not going to take care of this, that you made your account private. You still need to take that picture down. I don't want it associated with her. I'm using it for my sales. And she didn't take it. And that's absurd. So then I wrote Facebook and
Or pay you for it, because she should pay you licensing for it.
Well, that would have
Like,
been
if they were
different.
gonna use. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of people just steal pictures. I've had other pictures stolen, but I just happened to find her. And they don't understand that, I paid $5,000 to go to Tahiti to take a picture. So no, they don't get to use it for free. And, it's a whole different thing now where people just think they can steal everything and use it. And if you catch them, it does take work, but I don't want them using it for free and
Yeah.
saying it's theirs.
But
What?
but Facebook is pretty good about copyright infringement, I've seen, because I've also had the same thing of people posting my pictures without permission or without crediting me, without paying me. So I report it because it's like copyright infringement.
Right.
And it's using my pictures, my work for their own promotion without giving me anything, because the
Right.
least I can ask is the credit, so yeah, so that's cool. I'm glad you told that story because I think it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of subtle aspects of photography, like how to be successful, or and I think that's pretty interesting, kind of the side of having to fight for your credit and your pay, and not letting people just use you for free. So I think thanks for answering those questions. And I guess I don't know if any of our viewers want to ask any questions. There's a few people watching.
Oh, Stephanie
So
Prasonic. Hi. Stephanie and I went to school together about 10,000 years ago. I'm so glad you came on.
nice.
And Kimberly. Yeah, if you guys want to ask
Yeah.
anything about any photography stuff. Oh, but I just wanted to say one thing. See, it's just kind of a normal thing for artists people want to exploit artists because it's not something that can be measured like being a doctor. But
Right.
if you consider it like a really special skill that you have, then you don't get taken advantage of. You just have to say no to people because they're going to try and take advantage of you. And that's just the way it is. They think they can negotiate everything and you got to just say no. And I mean, you wouldn't go to a doctor and say,
Right.
I really don't want to pay for that. So can you charge me less for that hip replacement?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I've seen, because everyone has a camera, nobody wants to pay the proper price. They want their cousin to do it for free if you don't want to do it for cheap, or whatever
Well,
the
go
story
ahead and do
is.
that.
Yeah.
You
So
have?
yeah,
What stories have you heard?
I don't know. I mean, I mean, my friends wanted me to shoot a video in Nepal, and I said I would do it for $20, but they wanted to pay me $10 or $15, and I just wasn't willing to do it because it just kind of irritated me that they couldn't just give me a basic kind of $20. Like in America, we kind of have different values. Like $20 can at least buy something, but $5 or $10 is just kind of like almost nothing. So I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like I need at least $20 in a developing country, and in a developed country, I need at least $100 because even $100 is almost nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
for the amount of work that I put into it as like a trained professional. So
Yeah.
even $100 is like hooking somebody up. So if somebody wants to pay me less than 100, I'm just like, I can't do it, you know, because it's just, it's not fair. And so, yeah, like I do it for less in developing countries, like because I want to be like looking at market rates or, you know, whatever, like fair, whatever local people charge. I think I might as well do it for the same. So, you know, I was doing some jobs and it was just hard to get paid, even they agreed to the price I wanted, but then they never actually paid me the full
Oh,
amount.
yeah.
And so it's a big issue. I mean, it's one thing to be able to take the pictures, but there's a big business side of it for dealing with clients, and you know, it's just, I think that's something that's lesser known nowadays. People know about cameras and how to take pictures, but there's not much education about the industry unless, you know, you can go study it or whatever, but
Well,
it's,
I,
you
you
know, there's a
know,
lot to learn from just mentors.
well, what I recommend is it's very common with any kind of professional service that you pay half before the person
Right.
starts, because why should you start? You don't know this person. I only do that. I only have a person pay at the end if I know the person, if they've been a client for a long time. But if I don't know them, then they have to pay half. They can pay with PayPal, Visa, cash, everything.
Right.
And so that's the way to get
Yeah.
around that. And then they pay the day
Or
of.
I think the other main thing is not to give the footage until you get money.
Exactly.
Because once you give the footage, it's like you're dead to them. It's kind of like,
Yep.
so. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's like that, but you know, it's just in the like digital media age, like people don't value media as much, so you have to be pretty careful about how you operate. So yeah, that's pretty much covered the topics I want to talk about. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for talking about it. So,
Well,
all right, I'll see you later.
love from Cambodia. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, see ya.